Hey guys, Ryan O here. Just want to talk about my 8 foot by 2.5 by 2.5 custom built aquarium. I love it. This tank is by far the biggest and the best tank I've ever owned. It just looks fantastic. We were worried that it was going to be too much effort to maintain, but man, it's worth it. It is definitely worth it. Holds about 1,400 litres of water, or 370 gallons, and I have a sump filter underneath, so the sump itself is 5 foot long and holds about 340 litres of water, or 90 gallons. So in total, there's about 1,750 litres, or 460 gallons of water in this aquarium setup. So a lot of water, but I think the results are really good. Like I said, the tank is custom built, pretty much all of it, except for the glass. I had the glass made. Made the sump, made the stand, all the doors, all custom made. So saved a bit of money that way. Didn't have to spend a few $1,000s on someone building the entire thing. And I think it's fun building your own aquarium as well. It gets you involved and makes you think about what you need, and yeah, I really like it. I've just done a water change, so that's why there's a few bits of things floating around the water. Fish are all really happy in here. They've been in here for a couple of months now. I really like my African cichlids. There's my Fusco, and I love him. He's a great fish. It's not true African cichlid though. There's a Central American Jack Dempsey down there. He's from remnant from my old tank, but it's kind of like a pet to me, so couldn't really get rid of him. As you can see, it's not quite finished just yet. Still got my 6 foot fluoro light that I had on my old tank on there just for the time being. Gonna try and get some, maybe 2 aqua illumination freshwater HD LED lights. I've seen them in the store. They're really bright and really good. And I think just LED just looks better in the water. Some of my friends have LED lights and their fish just seem to sparkle a bit more. It's hard to explain, but yeah, the LED just brings out their colours a little bit more. As you can see, I've opted to go with a more natural selection of things to put in the tank. There's actually real granite rocks from a place called Jindabyne, which is in New South Wales. I think they look really good. And the height of the tank really showcases. That's a big rock. It took my dad and I a lot of effort to get that in the tank. So they're quite heavy. No universal rocks or anything fake in here. This is all real. Coral sand. Just like the natural look more. Not really a fan of fake things. Except for my little planter pot there. But that's okay. I've got quite a few fish in here. Got mostly African cichlids, and pretty much just my Jack Dempsey and his little girlfriend. They like to chill in that rock down there. I have 3 peppermint bristlenose catfish, and they do a good job keeping my coral sand nice and clean, picking up all the scraps and everything. As you can see, no filtration in the tank whatsoever, or heaters, just this small wave pump which circulates the water, which I love. All the water goes down the back over the weir, keeps the surface clean, and I do have to paint those black, but that is the water return on both sides. Sorry for the reflection, just trying to do this during the day so you can see everything. I do like to keep my water as clear as possible. So as you can see through there, it's a little bit cloudy at the moment just because of the water change I've done, and the coral sand is still kind of new, so it does cloud up when you disturb it. But in a couple of days, the filter going around will go back to being crystal clear like it usually is. My pump is quite a large pump. Pump's about 10,000 litres per hour. So that really polishes the water really nicely and keeps the water nice and clear and healthy and really good for the fish. And what I've noticed, the fish going in this tank, they've just started to grow so quickly. Like my polystigma here, Nimma Chromis polystigma, he is doubled in size in basically the space of a month. just the growing room allows them to grow quicker, and yeah, it's really good for your fish. More water changes, good quality water and growing room, and your fish just colour up and grow so quickly. Alright, we'll get on to the setup of the tank, how it runs, how I built it. So I'll start with the water intake from the tank. I've got 3 overflows which go out of the tank down into the sump, 1 emergency and 2 siphons. Originally this was going to be an emergency, 1 siphon and 1 Durso, but when it first set up I just found it was just too noisy with the Durso, so we opted to go with 2 siphons. And having the emergency there, so when the water fills up, just at the initial start up of the tank, it takes that water flow until the siphons kick in properly and works well. Haven't had a leak, haven't had anything, so that's really good. I'll pop up on screen just here my design. You'll just see it there on the bottom left. Just shows the 2 siphons, just different heights, and the pipe's going kind of more towards the bottom. But what I found is that stops the any bubbles that fall over the weir going down into the siphon tube and creating noise. At the moment there's still a little bit of noise, so I might have to try and fix that. I think I know how to fix that. Just extend those pipes a little bit and raise the water level in the weir so the water doesn't fall as far and hit the water in the weir. So we'll head underneath now to the filtration system. And here's my very large sump that I have underneath. Takes up 3 doors, so it's quite a volume of water there. I have my little Cichlid Chromis blue otter fry in there, growing up nicely. Where's the male? There he is. I did have a female and they bred, but she died in my old tank, so that was a bit of a bummer, that one. I really like those 2 fish, but anyway, they're going well down there. So like I said, everything in here is custom built. Even the sump I built myself. Lights down on in here. So there's on the end, I've got my dragon blood, which I'm selling. He was just fighting too much with my Rubenson's peacock up there, so I'm causing too much angst with a lot of the other fish. So he's going to a good home. That's my 10,000 litre per hour pump and my 1500 watt heater, which is more than enough heat to keep this here. In Australia we don't really have too much heat problems with our tanks, so the heater's not too vital if something happens to it during the summertime anyway. Got my Volcanic Rock, which I got from my local hardware. It's like $5 a bag. And then I got the expensive Bioballs there. So good selection. I've got some more. I've ordered some more, so hopefully this section of my sump will get filled up nicely. Bag of Purigen in there. Don't actually use Purigen though. I use Macropore. It's pretty much the same thing as Purigen, but it's like a quarter of the price. And I think it does just as good a job as the Purigen does. Just put it in a simple pool filter bag, throw it in there, really good. Going back one section, my Bioballs. These are from my old tank. Felt it was a waste not to use them, so cleaned them out and put them in that tank. And then this side, I've got some different layers of sponges. So quite a coarse sponge, and it gets more dense as it goes to the bottom. And my layer of wool. Got some more sponge coming to fill this up even more. So we'll have a nice full sump with plenty of biofiltration, so my tank stays nice and good. Then my 3 inlets, or outlets I should say, from the tank. Go down in there, water goes down, back up, and down. And that's how it goes through each section. This is my emergency here. This is my high siphon, and this is my low siphon. There's a little bit of noise you can see in there, here and there, sorry, but it's not too bad. We'll fix that though. So the pipes come along. The emergency just goes straight into the tank. where the full siphon, I need to change that sticker. The full siphon, or the low siphon I'm calling now, has a tap on there, and so does the high siphon. And that enables me to tune in the water flow and get it just right. So it's still cranking around 10,000 litres per hour, which is enough. And then I've got my return going there. The stand was all custom built as well. Spent a lot of time welding, getting together. Went with a steel stand because my last one was a wooden stand and it started to crack. And I did not like that one bit. So I went with a steel, painted it, and it's come up really nice. For my heater, my 1500 watt heater, 25 degrees. It's a good heater. Just a simple one off eBay, not too expensive. Had it for about 2 years now and not a single failure. Other people have said they've had problems with it, but I haven't had a problem with mine. Alright, we'll get on to the electronics of the whole tank now. I'll just move around this way, makes it easier to see. This is my electronics board. And those of you with big tanks like this know that there's a lot of wires and electrics going everywhere. Not for me this time. I decided to organise all my cabling onto one side, gets it all off the ground as well, so if I ever have some kind of spillage, there's no danger of electrocution. Got a Wi-Fi switch that controls the pump, the light, the heater, the wave maker. And I tell you, that is probably the best thing I've done with this tank. That Wi-Fi switch tells you if you're away, comes up with a little warning. It says the power's gone out, or you can set your light to come on and off at exactly the same time every day. You can control it from anywhere. It's fantastic. My pump controller, just a J-bow pump, 10,000 litres. That's there, fully controllable, so you can turn it all the way down or all the way up. I have it all the way up. It's my wave maker control, transformer for the lights under the aquarium here. Yeah, really proud of that bit. That was a lot of planning for that one and buying different bits, putting it on. So that's really helped with the organisation of my aquarium here as well. Got all my stuff down here. A canister filter, just in case. You always have at least one handy. Hate for your pump to die and can't get a new pump. Don't know, might help. All my different foods. Been using Northfin lately. Cichlid formula. And they seem to eat it and colours are really starting to come out. But that could be a combination of the tank. Lots of things. So the pipe size that I use for my return is 25 millimeters or 1 inch pipe. Same with the emergency overflow, it's a 1 inch pipe. My two siphons is 1.5 inches or 40 mil. That enabled me to get these gates so I can adjust and tune the water flow on each, so I can get the desired flow and noise level at the top of the tank, which is really good. Like I said, my pump is fully adjustable, so I've got it at max at the moment because the more water you cycle around the tank, the better. But I could turn that down in the future if save a little bit of electricity, but for the time being, it works. I've got a little, just a little LED light for these guys down the bottom, so they're on in darkness 24/7. This light comes on when the big light in the tank comes on. It's not very bright, just something so they can at least see, which is good. A couple little sponges to stop them escaping. I also have lids on my sump. Just stops so much water evaporation. Compared to my old tank, I haven't had to really add more water, say during the week at all. Comes down a little bit, and this is kind of where my water level is. The point, if it starts to fall a bit more, I'll just add a bit more on this side. That's pretty much, and I would once every 2 weeks if I would add water, but usually done a water change by then anyway, so it doesn't lose much water, which is good for me. Alright, so that was the filtration. I'll just get on to some of my fish here. It's my Untitled Chapter blue otter. He's still quite young, but he's coloured up beautifully. Got wide variety of fish in here. This is my Untitled Chapter rhodocii. He's only young, picked him up not so long ago. Most of these fish are quite young. My Rubenstein's peacock is amazing coloration. Ever since I put him in this tank, he's just gone crazy with his orange. Keranga, my burrelai, he's amazing as well. And other fish are getting there, like my Fusco, he's starting to get really good blue head. Venustus will be nice when he grows up. Nimma Chromis polystigma, starting to get a bit of blue as well. So they're all starting to come of age. The Nimma Chromis compressiceps, he is actually blue. It's just hard to see that in the camera. But he's starting to get of age as well. It's got my Rostratus in there. He's starting to get a little bit dark on his head, so I can't wait for him to colour up. He's beautiful fish, nice purples and greens. And my VC10, he's awesome, or will be awesome. Got quite a variety of fish in here. Really like them all. Even the common electric blue, he's excellent looking fish. Excellent addition to any tank. Just that blue is so vivid. Little Taiwan Reef, Star Sapphire. They'll all be nice and coloured in, say, another 6 months' time. Electric yellow, they're always good to look at. Plenty of fish in here. Nimma Chromis Livingstoni. He's going to be an awesome looking fish when he gets older. When I got him, he was the biggest in his tank, so he was absolutely, his head was fluoro blue. But coming into this tank, with the bigger fish in there, they kind of tend to pull their colours back a little bit, just so they protect themselves, I guess. Like I said, I got my tank built for me. It was just too big to do myself, and I really couldn't be bothered to build it. So the glass was built. We went and picked it up and carried it in. It's very heavy by itself. I'll just quickly show you this video of us carrying it in. There were 6 of us walking in, trying to put it on the stand. It was heavy even without the water. So it's a little flashback for you there. I really like my tank. It's been good so far. I haven't had any problems. My biomedia, I took out of my old tank and put it in, so I was kind of had a week of cycling and then I was ready to go. So that, at least I didn't have to cycle my tank for a couple of months to get bacteria running. Alrighty guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I just wanted to put this together just to show off what we have here in Australia as well. We see a lot of the videos on African cichlids and Malawi cichlids especially come from the United States and Canada. Adam C, he's a legend. I love his videos, I love his fish, I love his setup. He's awesome. But it's nice to show what we have here in Australia and the types of fish that we have. And yeah, we don't get the wild caught fish or the F1 lines as much, but I still think our fish have good coloration, and the more people get into it, the more it'll grow, and I think it'll be good for the hobby, good for everyone, and just make it more well known here. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.